day. All day, man. I tell you. What we got next, man? What we got next? Let's see. Let's stop right here for a minute, shall we? Virgil Ortiz versus Edjius Kauvailauskis. Now, we got some audio with this one, so this is going to be pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be pretty cool. Virgil Ortiz, possibly a future opponent for Terence Crawford, versus Edjius Kauvailauskis, the man that got his claim to fame from clipping Terence Crawford. Everybody and their mamas remembers when Edjius Kauvailauskis clipped Terence Crawford. The 3 times in Terence Crawford's whole career that he ever got hit, everybody remembers Edjius Kauvailauskis, right? Good for Edjius. And just remember, fight fans, that the second that he landed that punch on Terence Crawford, he didn't win another second of another round. I remember that. He got wrecked. And I'm honestly thinking that Edjius Kauvailauskis may be just like the rest of them. I would love to say Edjius is going to do great in this fight. I would love to say that Edjius was going to go in there and push Virgil Ortiz to the limits of the earth. But it seems to me that everybody that Terence Crawford beats, they are never the same. So I don't know what version of Green Machine that we gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Because Crawford is such a wrecker. He messes with your psyche. You know, I'm sure right now that Kauvaliauskas doesn't want to even hear the name Crawford come across his desk. Like, he probably see the name Crawford and had nightmares. And I get it, brother. And Kauvaliauskas is a good fighter. He's a damn good fighter. I like Kauvaliauskas. You know what I mean? So let's listen to Watch Your Ears, fight fans. We got a little audio. Virgil Ortiz saying that he wants the best. And you know what? Let's go to another one. Because out of respect for Edjius Kauvailauskis, because everybody say Edjius is this and he's that and he's so weak and he's that. All right, Terence Crawford for Edjius, he's better than Ocampo. But he's so weak. Then why the hell is Virgil Ortiz, the man that stopped stopped everybody he's been in the ring with, right? A young force. Possibly the future of Goldenboy. Lord knows they need him. This is what he got to say about Edjius Kauvailauskis. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I mean, we treat every fight as if it's the hardest fight of my career, and I honestly do believe that this is going to be one of the hardest fights of my career. And, this is including my potential future fights in the future as well. We're taking this fight very seriously. We're in camp. We're training hard, 110%. And, we're not looking past anyone.
He said that this is going to be the toughest fight of his career. And he said this is maybe one of the toughest, not only from the fighters that he's already fought, but even some of the fighters that he may fight in the future. So for all of y'all boxing fans out there who say that y'all gave him even the name, what y'all call him, Green Means or something like that? For everybody who making fun of Edjius, why is Virgil Ortiz saying that this is going to be my toughest fight? I guess the fighter thinks a little different than the fight fans. I guess the fighter must see something a little different in Kauvailauskis. Kauvailauskis is a good fighter. He's coming off wins. He's got back in the win column since that Crawford loss, and he's been keeping his eyes on the prize since. You know what I'm saying? And even in that Ray Robinson fight prior to Terence Crawford, what he fought Ray Robinson to the draw, right? I thought they could have eased it out for Edjius. Truth be told. You know what I'm saying? He's a hard-nosed fighter. I think he's limited in athleticism, and that's going to be his main problem versus Virgil Ortiz. But he's still a good fighter. He's hard-nosed. He got a high pedigree. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man. This is what Edjius Kauvailauskis got to say about as far as the comparisons of Virgil Ortiz and Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying?
Virgil is a different type of fighter than Crawford. So it's some experience. Yeah, it was a good fight, fighting for the world title. It's still experience in my boxing career, but that's gonna be a different fight with Virgil.
Batman say, yo, man, he supposed to say that. Yeah, he's supposed to say that, but hey, at the end of the day, he ain't supposed to say this gonna be my hardest one, past or future. I take past or future. That's a bold ass statement. That means he got a lot of respect for Edjius Kauvailauskis. That's a respectful statement, Batman. That's a respectful statement. But in the Terence Crawford, he said, "Yo, this ain't Terence Crawford." He felt like this is going to be a different kind of fighter. And the thing that Edjius is hinting at is the same thing that Casimero was hinting at with Regan Diao. He felt as though Terence Crawford, in order to beat him, had to use too much movement. If you let Edjius tell it. You know how a lot of these fighters that are not as athletic talk. When their athleticism hit a certain ceiling and they can't compete with a more athletic opponent, or they try to say that they're runners. Or if they're too slick for them, or they're runners, they didn't want to engage, they didn't want to fight. That's the new thing. They didn't want to fight. It's boring. The crowd don't like it. Boom, boom, boom. But that's what he's trying to hint at with Virgil Ortiz and Crawford. He's saying that Virgil gonna come forward and fight, which I believe. Virgil is a hard-nosed, but he's also athletic, but he's a hard-nosed fighter, and he goes in there for stoppages. Do I see him stopping Kauvailauskis? Yes. I think Kauvaliauskas will fold in the second half of the fight with Virgil. I think Virgil's youth, his stamina. I think Kauvaliauskas sometimes breathes a little, shows some stamina issues, especially if you're athletic against him. And I think that Virgil's athleticism is mixed with his hard-nosed fighting is going to be key. I think he'll be able to switch it up on Kauvaliauskas and give him a couple different looks. And I think they'll be key. I favor Virgil Ortiz heavy versus Edjius Kauvailauskis. I said, can he stop Edjius? Yes. Will he? I'd be impressed if he did. And the reason Crawford might have stopped Edjius Kauvailauskis, but it ain't easy to stop Edjius Kauvailauskis. Go back to that Ray Robinson and Edjius Kauvailauskis fight. Go back to that fight. It ain't easy to keep Edjius off you. If Virgil can do what Terence Crawford did, I would be impressed. I think this is a very good step up for Virgil. This ain't Mauricio Herrera. Even in the Hooker fight, I thought Hooker was too small. Coming up to a weight class, he wasn't ready yet for Virgil. Virgil was way bigger, way heavier, way stronger. Took advantage of Maurice Hooker. I knew that. I seen that coming a mile away. But Edjius is a big boy, and Edjius can punch. And Edjius is relentless, but he's limited, I believe. And I think Virgil gonna shine. What y'all say? Pudango says, yo, man, Ortiz and Boots have to wait till 2023 for a belt, man. Hey, yo, that's crazy, dog. I didn't even think about that. Virgil Ortiz is #1 in the WBO. See, this is what he get. You know what I'm saying? If Sean Porter come along and take the opportunity, this is what he get. Virgil Ortiz is another one that's had more than enough opportunity to put in the WBO paperwork. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. It did not have to stop with Sean Porter. That's the way this works, fight fans. Sean Porter, we jump on him about why he didn't put the paperwork in. The same criticism goes for Virgil Ortiz. That's the way it works. It's the next available boxer. It's not just the #1 guy. So if the #1 guy don't want it, what's up with the #2? So if I'm in the #3 position and I put in the paperwork because ain't no mandatory came around in about 20 months, and I'm in the #3 position and the guys in the #1 and #2 ain't putting nothing in, then why the hell how can he tell me no? They flirted with the idea, him and Oscar. They've clout chased on Terence Crawford for a long time, but never actually made no rubber meet the road. Never. I like Virgil, and I know and I understand the reason why. Because they got a lot riding on Virgil. This fight is going down in Texas, in what, Dallas Cowboys little the stadium. It says live from the Ford Center, Frisco, Texas. I thought it was a Dallas Cowboys facility or something like that. But at the end of the day, it's going down in Texas. Man, look, Goldenboy got a lot riding on Virgil. Virgil's name is rising with a bullet. He's one of the few stars that Oscar has somewhat left. I ain't gonna say star, but the building of a star. Between Virgil and Ryan Garcia, that's who Oscar's betting the farms on. Virgil and Ryan Garcia. Betting the farm on him. You know what I'm saying? Bud fans, stand up. What's up, Not? What's going on? You already. You know what I'm saying? Yo, John Page says, Batman says, that's what that camp do. In public, they respect you. But when the cameras ain't around, they talking shit again. Hey, man. What cat we talking about? Oh, you talking about them two right there? Hey, man. Well, at least they showing respect, man. That's what they doing. At the end of the day, he can easily come out and say Kauvaliauskas ain't this, and Crawford wiped him out, and he ain't that. Virgil knows what he's in front of. He knows that he's the younger fighter, possibly the stronger fighter, and the more athletic fighter, I believe. This is not, I guess I can say, Kauvailauskis, if you want to prove to us that you ain't just some Euro bum, if you ain't just another Euro bum, he gonna have to prove it right here. He got to prove it right here if you want to stay in the conversation. A valiant effort, and they got to be very valiant. I mean, like, you can't get blown out or stopped in this, or else Kauvailauskis will get bumped down to the Euro bum level. I'm just being 100 with you. After the Ray Robinson try, after the Terence Crawford fight, and then if he get wiped out by Virgil Ortiz, he's down to a Euro bum. He's down to a Euro bum. And a lot of people have gave a lot of credit, especially Terence Crawford fans. We give Kauvaliauskas a lot of credit. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. We'll see how it works out. But watch this. I'm favoring Virgil Ortiz all day. All day. Let's push on, man. Let's push on. Let's push on. Let's push on. Oh, you know what? I got some more audio about this I wanted to talk about. Oh, you know what? I take that back. So let's not push out as of yet. I got a couple more audio clips I wanted to play. You know, Edjius Kauvailauskis spoke about going into the backyard of Virgil Ortiz. You know, because like I said, it's going down in Frisco, Texas. He seems like he ain't got no problem with the backyard, going into the backyard. And I also think that Edjius Kauvailauskis is betting on his experience. Being in those big fights with Terence Crawford, and the Ray Robinson one wasn't so big, but he felt like that the experience of getting in there with Terence Crawford is actually going to help him against Virgil Ortiz. We'll see.
Why not? This is boxing. This is boxing. Like, we're not taking, like, I'm not the guy who's taking like some easy fights and like be like very comfortable in the ring with like some other dudes. Like, I wanna get there, like, to real fighters, fight the real fights.
That's what's up. I like that. No politics, no polish, no coward shit, no nothing. Just straight up keeping it 100, going into the other dude's backyard. Hey, he the popular guy. I got no problem with that. I want to take what he got. I want to take his spot. He just wipes out Virgil Ortiz. He's #1 in the WBO all day. And Virgil right now can't take a setback in his young career. I mean, still young, but right now he got a lot. He's putting himself in position to be a heavy attraction, and he wants to get access to a title very soon. I don't know where he gonna go at for this belt though. I really don't know. It's like somebody said earlier. I don't know how Virgil Ortiz is going to get a belt. If Terence Crawford, if PBC scoops up Terence Crawford, or maybe if you're a free agent, who knows? Maybe DAZN will put up a lot of money to try to lure Terence Crawford back over there for Ortiz. I don't know. But dog, like, Virgil Ortiz's best chance, I believe, is what? In the WBO. Matter of fact, hold on. I got the boxing rankings right here, and it's in the WBO. I thought, man, like that's his best. I think he ranked in one more sanctioning body too. I thought it was the WBA, but I want to see how close, man. Like, cause he I want to know, man, where's his best chance? I know the WBO he #1, but you telling me I know he got to have a better chance. Hold on, 140. Yeah, okay, here we go. WBO. So I thought he was rated somewhere else, bro. You mean to tell me Virgil Ortiz is in no other sanctioning body? Oh, okay, he's number 15 in the IBF. Number 15 in the IBF. Don't see him nowhere in the WBA. WBC. Don't see him nowhere in the dropped out of the WBC this month. So he ain't in the WBA. Dropped out of the WBC this month. Number 15 in the IBF and #1 in the WBO. So the only shot that he got at a world title is the WBO. That's held by Terence Crawford. Man, is Virgil Ortiz planning on running for a belt anytime soon? What kind of game's gonna get played in this situation, fight fans? How do we see this all ending out? This is a little odd, don't you think? I mean, he ain't nowhere to be found. The WBC kicked him out this month. And not to mention it's loaded with PBC fighters anyway. WBA, he's nowhere to be found. Let me be 100 on that. Yeah. Nowhere to be found. No Virgil Ortiz in the WBA. Hey, that's crazy. Unless he got some sort of alphabet title or something that they not putting up here. But I don't see Virgil Ortiz's name, bro, in the WBA. That's crazy, bro. So that means he got to go through Bud, man. Which means that this is, if Terence Crawford puts himself in that free agent position, fight fans, this is the beauty of it right here. This is the beauty. He can go out, if he gets Sean pulled out the way, whatever the case may be, it could be an option. PBC, and see if Earl Spence Jr. ready to do some business and sit down and talk like he got some sense. And if not, maybe he pivots to Virgil. Big fight in Texas. Now Terence Crawford may got something to negotiate against. I'm just saying. We ain't got there yet, but I'm just saying, fight fans. We ain't got there yet, but I'm just saying. We're going to move on, though.